I hate this conversation about immigrants picking fruit. It makes me sick. It feels like you're implying that they should be a slave class. And the reality, in my experience and historically through my educating myself on the matter, is that when people who are immigrants come here legally, they have better upward mobility. They're more likely to start businesses. Their kids do better in school. They pay more into the system than they take. What do you think if Trump had been a little softer on that? Like, listen, if you're here, come apply. You got to pay a fine for coming in illegally. We're going to fast track your case. We're going to vet you thoroughly. There are 7 million jobs. Where can you contribute? Where do we have gaps? Or do you totally disagree with that? Because then there's also the conversation of like, they're taking jobs from Americans. But then it's like, how many Americans have applied to pick avocados in California? None. I don't actually know the answer to that. And I think you probably do more than I do.
So let's start with the avocados. Why aren't they picking them?
Because they don't get paid enough.
Okay. So to your point, we're either admitting, number one, that we're allowing these immigrants to come in because they're less human. They deserve to get a crappier wage, a lower wage, because we don't really think that so either one has to
I
agree
hate that so
that
much.
immigrants coming in, you alluded to this, are not equal to the rest of us. So it's okay to have a class of citizens that we pay less because we are, we're a more sophisticated group of individuals, and so we'll let those people do it. That's really what people are saying. Secondly,
Yeah.
the question is what is the trade-off? So you want a cheaper avocado, and you want people to pay less. Part of the reason that a job isn't being done is because the wage isn't being met, right? And we only want to pay, I don't eat avocado, so I don't know what an avocado goes for. Let's just say it goes for $1. Well, if you want an American to do the job, it might cost you more to have it paid. You might have to pay more for it. The price of an avocado might go to say $1.50. And people go, I don't want to pay $1.50. So basically, we're having an existential conversation about the value of human dignity. What's it worth? What is it that we're willing to pay? But it's when people talk about letting these people in, I would argue that there's maybe a middle ground, which is there are certain visa programs, seasonal working programs, agriculture working
Right.
programs that we can bring people in for a temporary amount of time during a growing season or whatever. But we need to be honest about what's happening, what the real discussion is. Either we're saying that a certain class of people is worth less and we're willing to pay them less and treat them less. They obviously don't get benefits either, which is what so many people advocate, especially on the left. They got to get healthcare. We don't offer those people that. So you're either admitting that it's okay to have multiple classes of people, or two, that we don't really want to pay the real wage that an American would want for that job because we don't want to pay,
Right.
additional for an avocado or a lemon or whatever we're picking these days. So I mean that to me is the real discussion that no one really wants to have.
All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.